strategically, I can get it right. I'm gonna go where the winners go. 'Cause Elaine ain't an option, no, it ain't in my blood. All I do is try.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Monday, and welcome to Mondays Beyond the Mic. This is the place where go beyond surface level topics and relationships. This provides us an opportunity to delve into more personal and profound aspects of our lives. So we ask for watching, and we ask you to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. All you have to do is just like that. And when you send a super chat, we are really excited. So there is a personal disclaimer that we speak from our personal experiences, and we may have experts that come on from time to time. We also want to know about the house rules. What are respect, respect, respect? I would like to state disrespect is displayed in the chat or on the platform. Individuals will be silent, removed from the show. Welcome to my co-host, Lady Don B. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Hey, everybody. What's popping?
I am well. I see we have in the chat. So we have Anae. Thank you, Anae, the greatest moderator in these YouTube streets. We have she said, hey, Bravo with Sheila Network. So we say, hey, Annette. Marilyn, hey, Dawn B.
Hey,
And we say,
sis.
all right. And still said, good evening, ladies. Good evening. Good
What's up,
evening.
partner?
So as today is actually, Lady Dawn B, it is the last day in March, which
Yes.
is officially the last day of Women's History Month. Have had a great time. Last week we talked about Jasmine Felicia Crockett, and we want to make sure that we have the right photo of Miss Jasmine. Last week we had somebody, and just as a little fun fact, her birthday was March 29th. So we want to say happy and birthday to Jasmine Felicia Crockett. All right, Lady Dawn B, you ready to salute the next?
I am ready, El Capitano. Capitana. Dr. E. Yes, that was
With
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
We love her. That's my girl. She's my new Shiro. But tonight we are saluting the former First Lady of the United States of these good old Americas. You know her, you love her. She is Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama. She was born January 17th, 1964. She is an American attorney and an author who served as the First Lady of the United States from 2009 to 2017, being married to Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States. Come on, First Lady 44. She was raised on the south side of Chicago. Obama is a graduate of Princeton University and Harvard Law School. In her early legal career, she worked at the law firm Sidley Austin, where she met her future husband. She subsequently worked in nonprofits and as the Associate Dean of Student Services at the University of Chicago. Later, she served as Vice President for Community and External Affairs for the University of Chicago Medical Center. Michelle married Barack in 1992, and they have two daughters. Obama campaigned for her husband's 2008 and 2012 presidential elections. She's so awesome. She was the first African American woman to serve as First Lady, and an awesome job she did. As First Lady, Obama worked as an advocate for poverty awareness, education, nutrition, physical activity, and healthy eating. She has written 3 books, including the New York Times best-selling memoirs called Becoming in 2018. And The Light We Carry, she wrote in 2022. So tonight, to wrap up our Women's History Month, Lady Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama, we salute you.
All right. Yes, she is like my big sister in my head. Love her. So tonight we're going to get into part two of traits of a healthy woman. Last week I know I said we're going to do the first five. We got to two. We got to trust and authenticity. We're going to see if we can get through some more. So I'm just going to give, for those who it's your first time joining us, we say thank you. We hope you come back. And for those that have been with us, we say thank you for continuing being a part of Mondays Beyond. So we're going to go right into it. According to psychology, people in your life do significantly to your well-being or lack thereof. That's why it's important to do all you can to maintain healthy relationships and improve unhealthy ones. So relationships can be complicated and complex. Sometimes we become so close to a situation, so intertwined with the person that it's difficult to gauge whether a relationship is healthy or unhealthy. So we just did a little snippet and a little recap from last week. So if you want to know more, go back and watch the last show. But we're going to start here, ladies on B, with moving from, so the first trait was trust, second trait was authenticity, and that's where we stopped last week. Ladies on B, you want to take the third?
All right, let's go for it. We have some people that came in, so maybe we'll pause to greet them before we get into it. We got Reginald Brown, who says aloha to the family on this blessed day. We got Stephanie McDaniels in the house. She says, good evening, everyone. We got Gail Lackey. I'm sorry, forgive me if I'm saying your last name incorrectly. She said, God evening or good evening. We'll take God evening. Good evening to you too. And anyone else who's up in the silent seats, we say thank you for coming. So, as we get into number 3, which is honesty, it's one of the hallmarks of a healthy friendship is living with an atmosphere of truth telling. Being honest, however, does not entail a harsh, brutal presentation of someone's flaws. Instead, the truth should be spoken in love, compassion, and tenderness. To a friend, the truth is not a weapon, it is a healing balm. There is safety in the honest words of a friend, even when those words hurt. What say you, Dr. E?
It just makes me think about what uh, Duncan talked about last week when saying, love and the love part. So if we're able to love and give someone our honest, then I don't think it's like a little bit of sugar that makes the medicine go down. It helps because the
Mhm.
person is coming from a pure place, opposed to someone who is trying to hurt you. And I think if you know the history of that person, it helps you to say, you know what, this person is looking out for my best interest, although we may want to be on defense.
Mm.
What are your thoughts?
I agree. I agree. The truth can be very hard to swallow, but I also believe that it is hard to swallow because we already know, you know. And when it's coming from a friend, it's the fact that we're being pulled to the carpet about it. That the thing that we know to be true about us that we tried to hide or mask, obviously at some point, whatever that imperfection or flaw or indiscretion is, it surfaces. We can only cover these things up but for so long. And our friends really, if you're a real friend, you really want what's best for those that you love. And we have to position ourselves to be able to hear the truth, because some people just like to tell other people their truth and then have a problem when someone is exchanging a truth towards them. I think my favorite part of this, is that to a friend, the truth is not a weapon. And it's a healing balm that there's safety in honest words of a friend, even when those words hurt. Um, I love that if we don't have a space of honesty with our friends, the people who are supposed to be closest to us, then we really need to start examining our circles. That I think dishonesty makes your circle, dishonesty makes your circle very weak, and honesty makes it strong. Your relationships are only as strong as the truth that they can hold, and that takes being honest.
I like that. I think it goes from being able to if the people around you are not being truthful with you because allow you to be clown. So to me, it goes from not having a circle to becoming a circus.
Yeah, it reminds
So
me of
let
what's that
go
saying?
ahead.
Can you handle the truth? That's what keeps ringing in my head.
Absolutely. I think we have to really be able to talk to people and love. I think that's the main part. Can I tell you this? And you know I love you enough that I don't want to see you exposed. I love you enough that I want to cover you because it says love covers.
Right.
All right.
I agree.
Let's go to number 4. Number 4 talks about understanding. It says a healthy relationship involves two people who know the background and content of each other's lives. They know what of things, but they also know the why of things. What are your thoughts on that?
Huh. Well, when it gets into knowing, I love knowing the background and the context of each other's lives. Um, we, I believe, are coming out of, I know I am, I would say, my line, at this big old age, I am coming out of the days and times of not sharing, what I've come through, what I've been through, where I've been, what my life experiences are. And I realize that it's important for me to be completely honest and upfront with the person that I'm engaging with so that they do understand that when you see me react or respond certain ways, it's because of this, and if we withhold these things from each other, then we're not giving each other the opportunity to grow in that space of understanding. Some people will not automatically understand, but we can still respect one another in those spaces. And I'm like, okay, I see why you're acting this way, or I see why you respond this way. I may not agree with it, but I have the understanding as to what causes you to do that. And I think that makes for a smoother relationship for one another. I know not to take it personal when I have an understanding of who you are. I know how to correct you in love or to bring it to your attention gently. I know how to tell you might need 2 minutes to go, like a little timeout, get yourself together, So it is very important that we allow each other to develop understanding in one another's lives, but you have to do that by being willing to be, like number 3 said, honest. That's my take.
Right. I like the part that says I know the of things, but I also know the why. Because when you know the why, you go, okay, this person is having a moment. And I think of things like it could be a season, or you're going through a season where, maybe someone passed away, or maybe, and you go, okay, I know why they're acting like that at this time. So I think getting to know people and getting to know a person, whether that's in a relationship, in a friendship, it gives you a better understanding. And I think you lead with love more so than not. I think oftentimes we get into these relationships or situationships, and then we have this expectation without knowing one another.
True. True. I can agree to that. Um, that's a good thing.
So
Understanding is important.
yeah, we definitely have honesty, we have understanding. So the next one is acceptance. Lady Dawn B, you want to take that one?
Sure. Acceptance. Friends understanding the precarious position they've put themselves in by being a friend. Proximity sometimes results in pain where human beings are concerned. Healthy people acknowledge this pain as an acceptable consequence of the relationship. What say you about that, Dr. E?
I think what we all there's something we all look for. We look for someone who will accept us for who we are, um, and the pains, not just the celebrations. And when you find someone who's able to help you, and when I say carry what your pains are, or help you to better understand or unpack what your pains are, then
Mm-hmm.
you feel safe. When someone accepts who you are and who you're not, you feel safe. And I think so many times we have this mask that we put on, as I said before, I'm good. I don't need anybody. I don't need someone. And I think
Mm-hmm.
about it, what was it? Even the Lone Ranger needed Tonto, you know. So everyone needs someone, no matter how great you believe you are, you need someone who just accepts you for just you.
I agree. I agree. I have to say, I'm grateful for and I have a lot of friends, but my like ultimate bestie, we agreed we're gonna be roommates in heaven. We already asked God about it. He agreed. Let us share our mansion. One of the things that I love about her and that makes me love her even more is that she does just that. She accepts me fully, unbiasedly, in every season, every moment, every nuance of who I am, my highs, my extreme lows, when I was at my best and at my worst. And she didn't try to change me in that, you know. Even when she didn't like the things that I was doing or things that was going on in my own life or how I was represented, she still accepted me fully, and she did not change. She still held me down. And I think that we have to get to a point of accepting each other unconditionally and riding out that storm, with one another, instead of trying to change us. Yes, we want better for each other, but we have to accept each other as we go through processes, because I was going through a process, and I was glad that she was there. But that acceptance, and again, I know I say this a lot, but it does not mean we have to like it. But I'm going to accept where you are right now, because sometimes this is the best that I can do. Sometimes this is the maximum of my capacity that I'm at. Sometimes, I don't have anything else to give, from this low place, because it's where I'm at right now. And the support that I need is just for you to accept me, in the space that I'm in. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get better, the same way you would want somebody to be there for you. So, I think it is major, major piece. And with the understanding that friendships, yeah, and relationships, they're going to put you in those positions where we have to accept some things we don't like, but let's do so, like you said, gracefully and with compassion. So that's my take.
As you were talking, I was hearing the song, Campaign. It's like sunny days, everybody loves them, but I can't stand the rain. When it's
Mm.
sunny, when I'm not in the happy place, when I'm in, as they say, in my gray bar, when I'm in my low place, are you able to accept me, still love me, and cover me? And I think that's crucial. Not talk about me, but cover me, so
That
that
part.
I know I can trust you. Because I think a lot of these traits, as we are looking at them, it boils down to that safety. Do I feel safe when I'm with you as my friend? Whether that's in a romantic space or just a regular friendship. Do I feel safe? Because we all have that need for psychological safety. Can I rest my mind when I'm with you? Can I just be me without judgment when I'm with you? So I think that that is very key. And I know we have some comments I want to get to.
Yes, let's see where we are at. Oh, got some people coming in.
Kathy said, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Kathy. Prestige Media Productions said, good evening. Good evening. Kathy said, we truly know where we stand with someone, we will know how to respond to them. True.
I think that takes time because I believe, that will change as the relationship develops. But I totally agree with that.
Beautiful people. Please hit the button like that. Just it. That's all we need you to do.
Right. That
Appreciate
thumbs
you like that. Uh, hey, Mike. It says you are songstress today. Mike, I can't give them all my talents at once.
They can't handle it. They're not ready. They're not ready.
Hey, Theo. She said, good evening, sisters.
And we are caught up on the comments.
All right, so let's go to the let's see what they're saying about these healthy traits.
Ready for the clip?
Able to build off of that. It's not necessarily all these sparks and fireworks right away. It's actually peace and calm. You feel in the most homeostasis, that you're most baseline as you should feel, as you feel comfortable. It doesn't have to feel like 4th of July.
I think our clip froze a little bit, but and so he's talking about in healthy relationships, you should feel calmest. And do you think we're always looking for excitement?
Oh, absolutely. I believe that we feel like if it's not the butterflies, the confetti, the Ferris wheel with the sparks going off in the background, like carnival time, that we don't believe that it's a healthy relationship or is going to, turn that way. I think we equate the calm because we're not used to it. The calm and the peace that you experience, um, and that comfort, I think sometimes we equate that to boredom, because you don't experience that. Now, I'm the opposite. I'm like all them sparks and things like that makes me nervous. It makes my nerves bad, because then I feel like my emotions are all over the place, and they just and my emotions can't be trusted. They change, they switch up. They it's not safe, and they're there. But when I with someone who makes me calm and gives me peace, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I know how to digest that. It is really hard for me. And then let me have some butterflies afterwards. Let me grow to the butterfly stage. Let me grow to the 4th of July moment. But I think it's hard for people to embrace that peace in the beginning because we're so used to chaos and we're driven by the adrenaline of excitement, I believe.
Okay. Well, I just want to say to everyone that's listening, there is some bad weather where I am. So if I'm breaking up, I do apologize. Telling you, and be to the reading so you don't have to hear all the choppy and breaking up. I sign language or just sing.
Well, you already have one fan. Mike is ready. He's down with your musical selections tonight.
So you want to take mutual benefits?
Sure. We have let me read this comment.
Oh.
Prestige says that's some and not most folks experience. That's true. And again, I'm just speaking, from my perspective or, and my experience. Everyone is there. I said I'm backwards. I'm absolutely backwards. Most people go for the, from what I understand, the, all of that. It makes my nerves bad. I'm special. So y'all pray for me. Okay. Prestige also says, I agree with the calming comment. It takes some people to grow to that space of calm. Me, I need to start there because I feel overwhelmed if it's the other way around. I just feel completely overwhelmed. Um, so, but that's my story. I'm gonna have my own therapy session later. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get me together. William Michael Barbie is he in the building? Lord,
Yes, he no, that's him.
oh,
So we drop
okay.
the link if you
Why you being brand new, sir? I said, you know what? I'm gonna play nice today. I'm gonna behave myself. I don't want to trigger you. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go to mutual benefits. It says true friends add to each other's lives. Often the benefit is not always equal, but it is mutual. True friends monitor the relationship to ensure there is both give and take, refusing to allow it to become chronically one sided and draining. That's good stuff. What say you, Dr. E?
well, I'm gonna try to make it fast. Um, one of the things that we have to understand with mutual benefit, that's measure your relationships because you have to say, wait a minute, am I feeling drained when I leave this person? Or do I feel renewed? What's the energy pick up when I'm around that person? That's really big. And especially as an introvert, if I'm going to spend time with someone, you have to at least, can you make me laugh? Can like what is the thing that I get from you and what is the thing that you get from me that is mutually beneficial? It's not a one-sided relationship. I think that is absolutely true. What say you, Lady Dawn?
Well, I always this concept of equality always throws me left. So I believe there should be an equal amount of effort, but I think it's more important that we look for balance because it depends on, we all start at different capacity levels. We all bring something different to the table. So if you're giving, 40 and I'm giving 20 might be all I have to give. That's not equal to your 40, but what can we do to make sure that the relationship is at 100%? There's going to be times when it's, we might be giving equal effort, or one person may feel like they're giving more than another person. And then you think that the relationship is imbalanced. I don't believe that that means it's not balanced. I believe that means that this person is capable of giving more in this area. And then you can't expect the other person to give the same amount in that area if that's not their capacity, if that's not what they bring to the table. If that's, I can't expect you to be as funny as I am and don't expect me to be as maybe as giving as you are, or as logical as you are. But we tend to expect ourselves from the other person. And then I feel like then that's when there's something that's missing. Like there are pockets in relationships that we are together to fill in each other's lives. And you may bring something more out of me when you bring that contrast versus us just bringing the same things. Yes, I love that we can make each other laugh, but I might be funnier than you because I'm just funnier than you. You might be, yes, you can make, I can make dinner, but you may be the better cook. You might have your season game on lock, So at the end of the day, we are all satisfied. It's making sure that all the pockets are filled, so and that's how we get the mutual benefits. I think it's just being open-minded that it doesn't always look the same. It's not always going to look like what you give.
I think when I hear that, I hear equal is equal giving, but equal sacrifice, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look the same. I give you what I have, but it fills us together. But it's equal sacrifice, equal value on
Mm-hmm.
what the relationship, not equality, and do for each other. I make you laugh or monetary or whatever. When we come together, it is the equal sacrifice to make it work.
I can agree with that. I think that sometimes in that space, it's just the way we're wired. Like when we get into those heated debates, that some people call arguments, we're always throwing out, well, I do this and I do, we all be bringing everything that we bring. And the other person is like, well, don't act like I don't do nothing because I do A, B, C, and D, so it's like, we bring up those things that we do because that's what we're looking for and expecting back, and then I feel like sometimes it tends to downplay what the other person brought. Just because you're not bringing the same thing doesn't mean you're not bringing anything, so we got to be careful. I've learned to be very careful, in those heated discussions to say, well, I do, because just like I do, they do. So it's like, you know what, you're right, you got that. It's like, so we all got to be happy. We do have a comment. Stephanie McDaniel says, I think two people who are friends should value the friendship the same way, just as much. I agree. I have to say, my best friend and I think one of the things with mutual benefits is don't keep score. Stop keeping scores. I did this for you, and I paid the last 3 times we went out, and we don't care. We do not even care. Nobody even knows who paid for what. Because I value, and this is, made me think about it. Stephanie saying, I value our friendship. We value our friendship. Sometimes we fighting each other to put your card away. I didn't ask you to pay for that. Like, did you? I'm not playing. Like, put it back. I got it. But when you value each other, I don't believe that you keep scoring. You're taking tabs on things.
I like that. Love doesn't keep score. If I love you as my friend, I just want to see the best for you. And no one has to know.
That part. Talk about that part.
Right. Because a lot of times you have people to be like, oh, I did this or I did that. And it's like, no, if you really love me, you don't have to tell the world. If anything, I'll tell the world.
Right. Let me brag on you instead of you boasting on yourself. Feels better.
All right.
I can agree.
Let's look at number 8. Am I still choppy? If I am.
You're good. I think we're up to number, where are we at? 7, 6, 7, 8.
No, we're at we're getting through this. Or did we? Unselfish.
Oh, go for it.
Or did I? I'm sorry. Did I skip some? We went benefits, right?
We went, mutual benefits. I think we're to respect.
Oh, respect. Sorry. So respect. Mutual respect is one of the core of enduring relationships. It confers dignity, honor, and high worth to the recipient. In contrast, the lack of respect leads to all kinds of relational ills, honest, cheating, which are sure to sink a relationship eventually. Thoughts?
Respect is our number one rule here, and it should be in all relationships. I know in the male-female world, I've heard this for some, not all, but men equate respect to love. Unlike women, we see love differently. And I believe you have to start with a mutual respect for one another, just as a person. That is not attached to our relationship status as it goes and as it grows, because it can also diminish. We could love each other today, and tomorrow you have plucked my last nerve and I'm out of here. But, when we respect one another, it makes the difference in how I handle you. It makes the difference in how I talk to you. It makes the difference in how I approach everything with you. It makes the difference in how I consider your feelings. Do I consider you? If I don't respect you, I'm not considering anything. I don't care. That lack of respect equates to non-caring. So I'm only going to be concerned about how I feel and what I'm doing, and how I show up. But when I respect you, I handle you differently. Even if we're parting, whether it's friendship or relationship, I have a respect for you as a person. So I'm not going to exit in a way that leaves you bleeding. I will exit in a way that leaves you solid. That you can, you're not walking away wounded. Like I say, whether it's friendship or relationship. But I like that point of, treating each other with dignity because that's what we deserve.
All right. I like this. I'd love for some men to come on if we can link. Um, William Michael, you always welcome. Mike McDonald, always welcome. Anyone is welcome, but I would love to hear some men give us their perspective and their point of view on this. And I think it goes back to that respect. If you don't have it, the dishonesty, the cheating, the put downs, it is crucial. And I think when you said men love respect, but I think women too. I mean, it looks different, but it's a big thing because it's like, who do you think you're talking to? That turns into another thing if we feel like you're yelling at me. That may be respectful. We have heated felt without put downs. Can we just have a
Right.
conversation about the issue and let the issue? Uh, you can put the comment up so they know I'm laughing. So
Okay.
William Michael, he says, I'm too tired to get beat up by Lady Dawn B, brother Michael. All right, okay.
Now, see, don't be like that. We apologize. I thought we made nice last time. I thought it's a safe space. I promise. I promise. I'm gentle today. I had coffee. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on up. Let me apologize in person.
Uh,
He also says
William,
respect can also be misunderstood when there are cultural differences. That's true. That is true. I do believe that's true. Um, this goes to the knowing of a person and getting to know them. You know what? It just gets worse by the minute. I traumatized you. I apologize. I'm even, you know what? I'm going to say, I am so sorry. I did not mean to traumatize you. I apologize. Allow me the opportunity to fix it for you. I don't believe you're traumatized, but you know what? I accept your feelings. I do. I acknowledge them. And I'm so sorry. We're gonna fix the trauma. Dr. E is gonna help me. We'll see you.
I think if he came up, you'll give him that analogy he's looking for. So you can see his face and look into his eyes. But we'll see what happens.
see, see what I'm saying? Lord help
So,
us.
Lady Dawn B, you want to try number 8? Number
Oh
8.
yes, unselfishness. This quality is central to any healthy, harmonious relationship. If the person you are with shows little regard for your wishes and opinions, consistently puts their desires before anyone else, and seems thoughtless and uncaring about others, you're probably in the presence of someone more selfish than selfless, more big-headed than big-hearted. Oh
Mm.
my. Come on, Dr. E. What say you?
Run. That's what I say. Run. Um, because you definitely do not want someone who does not hear you. Because when selfish people don't, they hear what they want to hear. And it doesn't matter. And until it fits into their world, and if you think that that is love, then that's where there's a breakdown for the individual. Someone who loves you is willing to, and I always say love is sacrifice.
Mhm.
when we love, we sacrifice a thing for a person, whether that's in a romantic relationship or a friendship. You make sacrifices because you want to make sure that that person is okay. And I love that. It's not, it's more, you know, it's more, unselfishness is more big hearted than big head. You know, I want the person to have a big heart, not a big head, and think them. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. Although sometimes, and I think we have to make sure we're introspective, make sure that we are not the ones who are showing up being selfish. We have to make sure that we are the ones who are showing up selfless. I think in any relationship, I've conditioned myself at this point that when I'm going in to engage and I'm learning you, I'm looking to see what can I add to your life. So I'm not going in thinking of me first saying, well, what is he or she going to do for me? My thing is looking at your life and getting to know you in the capacity of our relationship and saying, how, why am I here? What do I bring and add to you? Because I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to take away from, I don't want, Dr. William Barber to feel, traumatized. That troubles my whole heart that he's traumatized. So I want to be unselfish and make sure that I bring healing to him so that he's okay. Because we have to bring snacks to the 130 some odd men. I don't want that to be a problem, you know. But I think that unselfishness is an awesome character because I feel like you get more out of each other when you're showing up giving first, when you're showing up being considerate first. A person, you have to be careful because some people will take advantage. So you have to be mindful of that. But I believe that if we all show up in those spaces leading with, how can I help you? Everybody will be satisfied in the end. We'll have a much more well-oiled type of relationship that moves smoothly, and everybody's needs will be met. I think we show up selfish when we are fearful of not getting what we want.
I like that. And of course, this is for Mike McDonald. I'm on my song. So as you were talking, what I heard was let me upgrade you.
Oh,
Right.
hey.
And I think we come into someone's life, it's how can I upgrade where you are? It doesn't mean that something's wrong. It means I bring something to the table that can upgrade wherever you are, upgrade your thinking. Maybe it's upgrade your, I don't know, your choice in restaurants. I don't know, but we can upgrade each other. It should be, if we're looking at each other, how do I make you better? How do you make me better? And being open to learn and say, this person is doing it from a healthy place, not a controlling place, but they want to make sure that I'm okay and vice versa. I want to make sure that they're okay. And that because so many people have been taken advantage of, it's like these walls that we built that even when someone tries to help, we're like, I don't need your help,
Mm-hmm.
or you've been so accustomed to doing something on your own that you actually move from the ability to be open to someone helping you.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I've been there. I've done that. And denying someone the right to help you is actually very selfish. Because like you said, it's telling people like, I don't need, I can do it on my own. I don't need, we all need someone. No man is an island. Um, so we have to, I had to pull that in and humble myself and say, what, I do need this and I do need that. And I appreciate your presence. I appreciate what you're doing, because we have to make sure that we are affirming each other in our actions. So I totally agree with that. It's on you, Dr. E.
All right. Affection. Am I right? I'm at the right one, right? I
Yes,
believe I
ma'am.
am. All right. So, affection. At the heart of all friendships, there should be genuine affections. Friends enjoy each other. They like to be together because of the way they feel when they're around each other. And I think that is so true. There's people you love being in their presence, and there's people you can't wait till they leave. And that is how you understand and you're able to say, do I feel safe? Because I can just cut up and be me. I know one of the things people who know me often say, I didn't know how funny you are. I didn't know how, because you get to know me. You get to know the Elaine that can cut up and have fun and not so, as every most people think I'm so serious all the time. But it's because I enjoy being in the presence of, and I feel safe, and I feel like whatever we're talking about, it's a safe space. They always safe space, brave space. So I can say it without being judged or without people having this, preconceived notion of what they think I should or should not say. So I definitely believe affection it's more genuine. It's easier for me to, for myself personally, it's easier for me to love when I know I can trust and I feel safe. But before I get your opinion, please hit that like, share this, subscribe, please, please, and thank you. What say you?
Well, first, I don't want to traumatize him any further. So, uh, the doctor says denying someone's help is not selfish. Okay, I would love for you to elaborate some more. Teach me
Yes.
something, understand better. I don't think it's selfish in all cases. I think that, just from my experience in the spaces where I was denying someone the opportunity to help me, it was from a selfish space because, in my eyes, because I was being prideful. It was the space it was coming from. I didn't want anybody's help because I didn't want to admit that I needed help because I'm independent. I'm used to doing stuff on my own and all of that. So that was from a selfish space, but I will help anybody do anything, like literally. So when you don't allow others the opportunity, to be there for you like you are for them, that's how that played out in my life. But I'm reformed now, so I know how to take help. So, but I would love to hear your opinion. Furthermore, I'm just saying, don't want you to be, don't you teach me something I don't know today. Sharon says, hello, all. Welcome in, Sharon. So, when it comes to affection, I think affection is very important within all relationships and friendships or all types of relationships. Affection is something I believe it has to grow, but I have to have a genuine connection with you, and then let that connection develop into a greater or a deeper level of respect. I enjoy your company. I want to be around you because of how we interact, not just because of how I feel, but also because of how I can make you feel. Those things, when I'm affectionate towards you, I want to make sure that you're good and you're happy and you never cry alone, and if you're mad, that you don't stay mad. And when you're happy, hey, let's kick it up 22 notches and get to elated, those type of things. And we are affectionate towards one another. I like to make sure that you feel loved and you feel cared for and you feel heard, in showing our affections to each other. And we all want that. We should reciprocate that. Those are things but sometimes it takes time for that to grow as I know you, as I get to know you. So I think some people you click with like automatically, I don't know if y'all have experienced it, like somebody you just met, but yet you click and you just have like an instantaneous love for them, degree of love. And your affections are then turned towards them because it's your concerns, so I think that it has to be reciprocated. It should not be that one-sided relationship that we, mentioned earlier. But be with the people that you enjoy and be with the people that enjoy you, because that's how your affection will grow. Oh, Reginald said, I like that, Lady Dawn. Thank you, Reginald. I appreciate that. I'm trying my best to be on my best behavior today. Thank you. Dr. Barbie says rejection might be the other unspoken issue.
I think, yeah, I think it also goes back to what you said, right? It was more of the reason why I'm not accepting help is because in my mind, I don't need anybody help. I'm being prideful. So we will not um accept anything. And the rejection is him saying might be the other person's unspoken issue. Yeah, but if I know you and I love you and I make you feel safe, then eventually those layers, I can peel the layers back and figure out what is the real issue here. But I have to feel safe. Psychologically, I need to feel safe with you so that I can trust you. And I'll give you, it's almost like breadcrumbs. I'm going to give you a little bit and see what you do with that. Then I'll give you more because, and then the next thing you have the whole loaf because it went from the breadcrumb. Can I trust you with this? And then now can I trust you with the slice? To now I can trust you with the loaf. And I think that's where we find our safe space with people and
Mhm.
we fall in love with them, whether again romantically or as just friends.
I think that's good. That's good. Dr. Barbie also says, furthermore, your interpretation of their needs may not be what they desire from you. That is good as well. Yes, I agree, sir. I agree. I absolutely agree.
Either Lady Dawnby is agreeing or she doesn't want to further traumatize you. I'm not sure, but okay.
I did a little of both. A little of both. So I'm trying to work my affections in the area. This is real time, y'all. This is real time. You are seeing us display these healthy relationship traits in real time. Okay, but I do agree that sometimes, see, oh, we're making progress. She's laughing. Okay. Right. Your interpretation of what, um, this is going left. I'm sorry. May not be what they desire from you. This is where communication comes in and having that understanding, of a person and getting the knowledge of what it is that they need and how they need it, and to make sure that we are providing what they need. I don't want to bring you eggs when you need bread, since Dr. E, brought up the bread. So we're gonna stick with the bread. Reginald says the whole loaf. He's laughing. And let's see, Sharon says, great example of bread in general, Dr. E. See, oh, he's smiling and laughing. Look at that. Look at that. He said, what did you say, Dr. E? Or what say
What
you,
say
Dr.
you,
E?
Dr. E? I don't
She
know,
was,
but I didn't traumatize him, so I'm not.
I think he was referring to your statement about you wasn't sure whether I was, which side I was coming.
Oh,
He wanted to know which side do you think is coming from?
I
It's like,
believe she is coming from the most sincerest part.
I,
Just knowing Lady Dawnby, she has a heart for the people, and
I do.
she will always, always look to be. She always looks to be better, and she no longer wants to traumatize anyone.
No, I'm reformed.
That's what I say.
I'm working on my reformation. Thank you, Dr. E. She knows, because they help keep me in order. Sometimes I need adult supervision. Oh wow, really? See where we going? Theo, I'm trying. I'm trying. Be glad it's not Thursday night, because Thursday night is something. It's a whole different beast. Now, okay, we gonna let you explore your feelings tonight, because we want healthy
Wait,
relationships. That's what we're
he
here
didn't
for.
say whatever. He gave you the whatever. With
Look,
the,
the hood.
that sounds like all of Newark. Okay.
It's all right. I speak Newark. I'm Bronx, so we good. We good. We don't have no language or cultural barriers here. I got you. We here. We're gonna be friends before it's over. Okay. We're going to be friends again. Theo says both of you. So I done affected Dr. E now. See, I got her cutting up. Stephanie is laughing. This is welcome to Monday nights, guys. Welcome to Monday nights.
Okay.
Where were we?
Yeah, right. That part. We've made it to 10. Yay.
Yeah, we did good. We did good. Oh gosh. Okay, is that me? Is that
Yes.
all right? I got it together. Okay. My, you know what? Okay. Number 10 is joyfulness. You see how we are living these out. I'm going to leave his comment up because I just want him to know. Joyfulness. Healthy relationships involve two people who regularly laugh together. See, you see where we are, doctor? Do you see we are laughing together, right? Find reasons to celebrate. We are celebrating that Jesus is coming soon. You see that? You see, this is real life time. All right. And experience delight in unexpected moments. Who knew this moment was going to be on tonight? But yet we're here. We are living this thing out. It sounds simple, but the relationships that flourish include individuals who truly enjoy being together. Doctor, I truly enjoy being with you in this space. Okay, I don't even know what else to say at this point because Doctor has helped us walk through this joyful place. Good evening, mommy. Look, my mama's in the room. Pastor Rose is here. Hi, mom. I'm
Hey,
behaving.
Mama Rose.
Depends on who you asking. But yeah. So this is joyful at its best, at its absolute best. Dr. Barber said at least one of us enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. I see you enjoying it. Everyone sees you enjoying it. You are laughing, you're smiling, your heart is light. I feel it. I feel it. Come on, Dr. E.
Elated.
Yes.
He is
See?
elated.
Dr. E said you're elated. There you go. You're welcome. It's on you, Dr. E.
All right. So, if you have most of all of these qualities in your relationship, be assured that your relationship is headed in the right direction towards a satisfying, successful future. So, if you go through the 10 traits that we just talked about, it doesn't mean that you may have all 10 of them. But if you only got 2 out of 10, I would question that relationship. But maybe you're at a 7 out of 10. And remember, the best relationships continue to develop and grow when two people involved refuse to settle for mediocrity, right? And if you want a relationship with someone to go good to great, approach the person with an attitude of gratefulness. If this person is a significant part of your life, let him or her know it and express your appreciation frequently. I think that is something that, especially as we get older, and if we're getting involved in a relation, excuse me, in a relationship, we don't often tell people. We're like, I'm guilty of that. Um, I'm not going to tell you all of that. You say it first. You remember how when you was little, like you
Oh,
had first, but now it's verbalizing how I feel. And that's something that I can say, as you said, in real time that I'm practicing, that I have to be able to say, this is how I feel, and say it often and not just once in a while, or I'll let you know when I change my mind, but being able to express to someone. So that's really big. So, Lady Dawn B, for those of you, Lady Dawn B, you want to tell them when your show comes on?
my show is on Thursday nights right here on the Bravo with Sheila Network at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to have an amazing April. So I hope that you guys make time, hop on over. I promise you, Thursdays are special. They're special.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to wrap up tonight. We thank you and we hope that these 10 healthy traits helped you or helped us as we move into relationships. We know what to look for. And Lady Dawn B, any last words you want to say?
Thank you, Dr. Barbie, for helping us walk through this in real time, real life, so that people can see we really do what we say. But for everyone else, I will say, um, just be bold and own Be bold about your feelings, own your feelings. Make sure that not only are you looking for these 10 traits and receiving these 10 traits, but be the first partaker. Be the first partaker by being the one who shows up to give these 10 traits. Even if the person you're trying to display them to is not receptive, might be a little sensitive, it's okay. Just keep loving. Just keep loving. That's all. But I would say,
We're gonna
just
send we're gonna give him a virtual hug. I think he needs a virtual hug from you, Lady Dawn B. Yeah, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. And we all right. I'm sorry. We
mess
just
Dr.
gotta
E.
laugh. Yeah. So we want to say, and hey Shayna, we thank you for coming in. We want to say thank you for being a part of another Monday Beyond the Mic. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Tell a friend, tell an enemy. Come back next Monday and see what we have in store. Have a blessed evening and good night.
Good night, everyone.
All I do is try to construe this life.